All right, we are live on the Coach Eli Television Network, YouTube, Facebook, and D Live. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here tonight. It is Monday. It is a brand new week. And the day we're recording this or doing this live stream and recording it for the replay purpose is Monday, August 2nd, 2021. But as I always say, most of my streams, including this one, have great replay value. So if you're watching this on the replay, you're going to want to stick around for the entire show because I have a doozy for you here tonight, especially for you guys out there that are struggling with the ladies. But ladies, you could learn from this too. So regardless of when you're viewing this, whether you're here live or on the replay later on this evening, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, tremendous replay value, especially for this show. But before we get to all of that, let me first of all make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it absolutely has. Let me also check out the back end of YouTube and make sure that it is rolling smoothly, and it absolutely is. The back end of Facebook is rolling well, and it looks like D Live is rolling well. Let me just check out the front end of Facebook and D Live real quick. And then we're going to be good to go. Facebook and D Live real quick. Facebook's rolling well. And let's just check out D Live, D Live, D Live. Here we go. Give me a second. Let's just check out D Live, D Live, D Live. Oh yeah, we're rolling smoothly. And before we get right to it, let me once again pay special props to this channel's, this network sponsor, my network of channels, my Coach Eli Television Network. It's not just YouTube, it's Facebook, it's D Live, it's wherever my content is at. It's being sponsored by my good longtime friend, Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network, and he is a branding and marketing expert / genius. There's no one I trust more when it comes to branding and marketing than Troy. I have known Troy for over 10 years, and I've worked very closely with him for all of those 10 years. And he's been in business for over 15 years. So trust me when I say he knows a thing or two or three or four or five or 10 about branding and marketing. If you need help promoting your YouTube channel or any other online business or even a brick and mortar, if you still run a brick and mortar, Troy can help you. If you'd like more information on how Troy can help you in the Discover Community Network, on the YouTube side of things, go to the description about a third of the way down and click on the top link, discovercommunitynetwork.com. If you're on D Live, come on over to YouTube on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Life Coach Eli or Coach Eli Elias Melas in the search bar, and then you'll find the link there. If you're on Facebook, you can go to the top at the search bar and type in Discover Community Network, and that will redirect you over to the Facebook business page. And from there, you can figure out how to connect with Troy or just reach out to me at my email below the description on Facebook and YouTube, Coach Eli at coacheli@eliasmelas.com, Coach Eli at coacheli@eliasmelas.com. You can email me. I can give you more information and personally connect you with Troy. So once again, Troy and the Discover Community Network, thank you so much for your continued sponsorship and patronage of the Coach Eli brand. Lots of love from Coach Eli and the entire Coach Eli clan. All right. Looks like the Queen is in the house. The Queen is here. She says, "You're good." Thank you, Queen. I appreciate it. How you doing, Queen? Yeah, first of all, real quick, folks, for those of you that were expecting the show to start about an hour and a half ago, I had some minor technical difficulties. I'm going to be displaying some screenshots tonight, and I have not shared screenshots in a while. And between Windows and OBS, the way I was doing it in the past stopped working properly. So I had to figure out a workaround on how to share screenshots natively through OBS, Open Broadcast Software, which is what I use to run these shows. So it took me some time to figure it out. And I'd rather start the show late and have it run smoothly and not have issues during the show than have to try to fix things in the middle of the show or take a long break or just, you know what I'm saying, right? Sometimes it's just best to delay your show or even cancel a show when these things pop up, get everything situated perfectly, and then come back and do the show nice and smoothly. So that's what happened. Queen says, I am doing okay. That's great to hear, Queen. That's great. Great. Man, I'm speaking like, what's that guy that used to hunt Bugs Bunny? Elmer Fudd? Great. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits. I said wait instead of great. Like Gwate instead of Great. Great. All right. I'm going to get right to it tonight, folks, because I have a lot of material to cover. It's going to take at least 2 hours to get through this. And that's all I have. It's about 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes. I have a phone call I'm going to be making tonight with a new woman that I've been talking with on Match.com. She just popped out of the blue today and sent me a message. And but before I even get to all of that with her, I may share the story with her if I have time towards the end of this show, because I want to compare, the women to not deal with, because when these good women come around, you want to leave that space open for, the right one. And if you're wasting your time with the wrong one and you don't realize that she's the wrong one, the right one will just pass you by, right? So I'm going to get right to it here and start up by reading the topic. The topic is the real reason why many women are single nowadays, an experience and more. One more time. The real reason why many women are single nowadays, an experience and more. So I'm going to start up this show by sharing an experience. I'm not going to say unlike anything I've ever seen, but this is probably the most obvious experience I've had with a woman, a modern day woman, that just cannot be feminine enough to, get the guy, right? I've talked many times where I've talked about many times in the past on my shows where I've talked with women, and as the conversation has gone on, we will, chat through the dating site or dating app, then we'll text a bit, then we'll go to the phone. And then, after a while of talking on the phone, I notice the woman is just acting more masculine than feminine. So that kind of kills my interest. But in this case, it even happened before we got to the phone. Like, I didn't even make it to the phone with this woman, and she wanted to talk to me by phone. This is like, unlike any other experience I've ever had. And guys, pay attention, but ladies, because you'll still get the beta males, because the beta males don't understand this, right? You can get the beta males, ladies, but that's not what you really want. You don't want the beta man, beta man, beta man, beta man. You don't want the beta man, right? Because you think, you want the beta mans because they're going to be compliant with you. But because you're such a strong, empowered woman in the modern world, after a while of being with the beta man because they conform to all your wants and needs to get you, right? Okay, you're gonna get tired of them saying that I'm much stronger than this guy, and now I'm bored, and I'm more manly than he is, and I'm a woman, right? Elmer Fudd, yes, that's right. Did I say the wrong person? I thought I did say Elmer Fudd. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits, Queen. But thank you if I screwed it up, right? So, this one was so good. I took screenshots of the Match.com conversation and our texting conversation, and I'm going to be sharing those screenshots minus the private information. I'm not going to show her name. And I'm not going to show who she is, but I will show you, her body, obviously fully clothed, but I'm not going to show her face because I want you folks to really, really understand what happened here. Guys and gals, pay close attention to this one, okay? One more time, the topic is the real reason why many women are single nowadays, an experience and more. So I'm going to go over this conversation here. Once I'm done with this conversation, I'm going to take a quick break, Then I'm going to come back. I have 4 Reddit, postings to go over. And these are interesting. I'll read the title of the Reddit postings real quick so you know what's up ahead. The first one, why are women even at church so very horrible and stuck up to meet these days when many of us single guys will try to start a conversation with them when the mass is over, and then they will still be very nasty to us and walk away? Well, yeah, it's because they're just not interested in you, or they're not attracted to you, right? Or they don't see you in that way. But they still don't. But even if they're not attracted to you, they still don't have to be rude. Don't get me started yet. Let me save it for that part of the show. Then the next Reddit question is going to be, or the next posting is going to be, even with a close ratio of men and women, why are there so many more lonely single men compared to women? That's a great question, right? The third one's going to be, why there are so many single women? Question mark. Or I think you meant to say, why are there so many single women? I think you got the there and are backwards, but I get it. And last but not least, this is one of my favorite ones I'm going to be reading on Reddit. Why are most women very high maintenance nowadays, making love very difficult to find for so many of us single guys seriously looking? Oh boy, I'm in that boat myself. I see I'm not alone. I already knew I wasn't alone, right? But I wanted to read some of the, forum postings and comments to show other people out there, this is not just me. I'm not crazy. I'm not a messed up guy. I'm a good, decent, down-to-earth dude. It doesn't matter. There's a reason why this is all happening, and I'm going to get to that. And then after that, I may read like the first 2 or 3. I'll probably read 3 of these Reddit postings, take a break, a second break, come back, read this last one. Why are most women very high maintenance nowadays, making love very difficult to find for so many of us single guys seriously looking? And then I will more than likely go over the conversation with this woman that reached out to me today after I messaged her yesterday, and was very, very positive. Very positive, and we're going to be talking by phone tonight. And because I eliminated this other woman last night, based on this conversation, which I'm going to show you folks live here on the air, it let the space open for me to get to know a better woman. And she's been very communicative throughout the day by text, and we're going to be talking tonight. She's going out with some, friends tonight, going to have a couple drinks, and she's going to text me when she gets home. We'll see what happens. I have a feeling this one is going to text me and not going to say, "Oh, we stayed out later than I had planned," and this and that. I have a feeling that this one is going to actually text me. I get that feeling about her. And I'll share more why when I get to that conversation. So, all right, let's do this. Let's switch on over to the browser source. And that's a picture of that woman without showing her face. I'm showing that picture to you folks for a reason. Now, I'm not able to totally zoom in the same way I used to. So you're going to have to deal with the size on the screen. If you're on a smartphone, you may want to tilt your phone to landscape. If you're on a laptop or desktop or watching this on a TV, then obviously it'll be big enough, and you'll see good quality even if you're on a TV, because I do broadcast at 1080p, 60 frames per second. So let me just check out Facebook and D Live and make sure that nobody is over there. And then we'll get right to it. All right. Queen says, I have a feeling she is probably out with other guys. I don't think so. Well, she might be, but I have a feeling this one is just actually hanging out with friends, Queen. Yes, the majority of the time it's the other way around. I agree with you. But this one, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I just met her, right? She's been very communicative with me already. But I'll share more about that when we get it. So look at this. Look at the picture of this woman on the screen. I'm not showing her face. She actually has a pretty cute face, but look at her body with no disrespect, right? This woman is 5'5", and if I had to guess, she weighs about 170 pounds, like 5 pounds less than me. Now, she's a proportioned thicker woman, and she has a cute face, and she had a great profile, and she seemed to have her act together, which I still think she does, which is why I gave her the chance. Plus, she's Middle Eastern, born here, and the Middle Eastern culture is very similar to the Greek culture, so I figured she had a similar upbringing as I did, right? So, I'm showing you a picture of this woman because, like many other people have said in the past or on other channels, doesn't matter what the woman looks like nowadays. Most women, despite their age, their size, whether they're perceived to be hot or more thick or out of shape or overweight, it doesn't matter. They all expect the same thing. They're all expecting the same guy. And even women that, don't expect the guy to be 6 feet tall, they still expect the guy to make six figures or more. They still expect the guy to be in decent shape, not necessarily a six-pack, but be in decent shape, even though they're not, right? And they're still going to expect the guy to rock their world in the bedroom with at least 6 inches or more below the belt, right? So if you look at this woman, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most attractive you can be, right? I would say she's a 5.5 or a 6. Now look, she dresses nice. That's a nice shirt. It's a sexy shirt for a girl that's a little bit more on the heavier side, right? And even though she is on the heavier side, she is proportioned thick. So, she's not sloppy or anything, but yes, she is considered to be overweight. But she still has the same expectations, unreasonable expectations that, the very attractive 8, 9, and 10 women have, right? All right. So let's go to this conversation here. Okay. So, so I asked her, I sent her my standard message. I don't have to show that. And then she responded because I asked, I say in my profile, don't get scared off on my profile. I'm just a good down to earth guy, not trying to waste my time with the wrong women. I'm looking for true love, blah, 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 right? So she writes, why do you think that women would be scared off by your profile? ? Wow. Okay. I didn't know what to think of that question. No woman's ever asked me that question before. I wrote back, some just are, LOL. You're not, right? And then she goes, no, I need my own proof, LOL. Queen, are you able to see that text clearly on the screen? Let me know. I wrote back to her. I said, great sarcasm. You have a great personality. Let me ask you, are you open to getting to know and focus on just one good guy and not get distracted by, I meant to say by the several others, but I put but by mistake. Hey, Information Man Show, Coach Eli, Elias Melas, peace and respect. Welcome to the show, brother. Great to have you here. It's going to be a good one, man. I'm just up front. Oh, sorry. I wrote, I'd like to get to know you if you're interested and see where things go. Queen says, yes, I can. Thank you. I'm just up front because I don't want to invest time in someone. And I should have put that instead of that. I screwed up. That's going to place me on backup status or something like that. That happens all too often nowadays. I am a cool and laid back guy and very easy to get along with. I'm just seeking someone of the same. I'm direct, decisive, honest. I'm not being rude. I'm just sharing. I have no time for BS. And I'm hoping you don't either, right? She wrote back and said, I am always open to get to know anyone. Oh, anyone, man. You make me feel so special. You're open to get to know. I'm not open just to get to know anyone, ma'am. I'm open to get to know a woman that likes my profile and understands the modern world and is not like you, ma'am. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to spoil it for everyone else watching right now until they get there, okay? And look at what she wrote here. Once she started writing this, I knew this wasn't going to work out. I knew this woman was a radical. Let's just call her a radical F. Okay, we're not going to say that other word, at least not yet. I don't want to get demonetized here, right? I don't believe in this other people's biases. Well, ma'am, everyone has their own opinions and everyone has their own likes and dislikes. Kind of sounds like you've been rejected a lot, ma'am, and you're not happy about that. Why have you been rejected, ma'am? Number one, you're probably trying to go after the top 10% guys. And number two, the second reason is coming up. I'm going to show everyone. This is if you're a woman trying to get a good dude, this is not the way to get it. Wait till you see the next screenshots or the next view, right? I know that I can judge for myself and make a decision based on my own feelings and opinions. Man, you're acting very masculine already. You're acting like a boss, and that's a turnoff to a masculine man like me, man. I know that I can judge for myself and make a decision based on my own feelings and opinions. Well, good for you, man. You're a modern-day, empowered, strong, independent woman. That's awesome, man. You can enjoy all that greatness on your own because let me just keep moving forward here. Let's switch over to the next one. So at this point, I was just appeasing her, right? Because she had some balls to say what she said. So I admired that, but at the same time, I knew what she was doing, right? She was pulling the equality card, right? The hashtag #MeToo, right? She was pulling the radical F. You know what the radical Fs are, right? You know, the modern woman is a product of this. I don't want to say it too much early on and get demonetized. I wrote, your attitude is amazing. Let's talk by phone later tonight if you are available. I am going to be busy until around 9 p.m. If you'd like to send me your number, I'll text you later this evening and we can talk by phone afterwards. I appreciate your candor and style. I really didn't like it, but I was kind of testing her, right? I was basically testing her to see how she would respond. Would she continue with the masculine energy and trying to flex her muscles on me that she's a strong, modern-day empowered woman, or was she going to, subside a bit and be more feminine, right? Okay. I look forward to getting to know you better. So she got back to me the next day because she was busy. She wrote, hey, Eli, I am so sorry, but I was with friends and got distracted. And the white spots are, I've removed personal information. That's okay, ma'am, instead of her name, which I whited out on the screen there. I decided to stay in this weekend and just catch up on rest. Let me know if you'd like to talk by phone sometime, and we'll go from there. I hope your evening is going well. Okay. So she got back to me right away. This was last night. And she said, always good to rest up. I went to brunch yesterday with friends, and I came to Napa today to visit my parents in the Napa Valley. Some of the best wines come from the Napa Valley, shipped and delivered worldwide. I'm definitely looking to meet a quality person who is also interested in a long-term relationship. Okay, that's great. We're on the same page on just that aspect alone. Yes, let's chat by phone. Maybe tomorrow. I'll be leaving here in about an hour. And that white spot there to the right of that is where she gave me her number. Fantastic. Fantastic. Next screenshot. This is her, the first page of her match profile. Again, that's just not showing her eyes. It's just her lips and her hair. Just showing you she has a cute face, right? I don't want to show the whole thing, and I just trying to keep the trolling away and keep the privacy as best as possible, right? And her name starts with R, so I whited out the rest of it. She's 43 years old, lives in Sacramento, California, which is the state capital here in California, and it's about a 2-hour drive from where I'm at in the Bay Area, across beautiful I-80, going east. 43 years old, okay? 5'5", curvy. Yeah, she is. She's curvy. She is. She accurately depicted herself. She's about 170 pounds. She has a graduate degree, and she's a professional organizer at business owner, so she owns her own business. She's spiritual, but not religious. Now, I didn't capture the other part of her profile. I should have. But there's another aspect I'll mention that I mentioned in the past. This woman is 43 years old. She's single, never been married, and has no kids. And like I've said in the past, every time I've dealt with a woman in their 40s, late 30s, but more so in their 40s and beyond, that's single, never been married, has no kids, it never works out. And I'm beginning to really firmly believe that any woman that's single, never been married, and has no kids in their 40s is probably undateable. Because when they had their opportunities when they were younger to find men, when they were in their prime, looking better, and more fertile during those days, they kept on, brushing guys off. Give me a second here. Huh. I just got another Bumble match. Some cute Asian chick that lives nearby, 20 minutes away, just said, "Hi, how are you?" I'll get back to her later. It may not be necessary. 41 years old. And she looks good. She looks good for those Asian. I gotta say, you Asian ladies and Filipino ladies, like you get into your 50s and you still look like you're 27 or 29 or 30. That's the good thing about the Asian women. I mean, I don't discriminate. I'm just saying that's she's 41 and she looks. I think I said she's 41, right? She looks good. Anyway, so yeah, this woman's single, never been married, no kids, and for women in their 40s, like this woman who's 43 years old, it's never worked out for me with any woman in their 40s, which is what I'm trying to say. That's single, never been married, and has no kids. Now, let's continue here. I sent her a text last night before she left Napa to go back to Sacramento, which is about, from Napa to Sacramento, it's about an hour and a half drive. So this was last night, 7:55 p.m. Information Man Show says true. What are you talking about? The single, never been married, no kids, in their 40s? So I wrote, "Hi, ma'am." I whited out her name. "It's Eli from Match. It is great to connect with you online. Thank you for reaching out to me today despite being busy with friends and family. It seems like you are a lady of high integrity and good communication skills." Well, that is true. That doesn't mean it's going to work out, though. "I notice things like this and I admire them. You now have my number and feel free to reach out to me anytime. Tomorrow sounds great for a call. Just text me tomorrow to let me know what time works for you. By the way, I'm not like many other guys that juggle multiple women. You seem like a great catch, and I'd like to focus on learning more about you and seeing where this goes. Family is very important to me, and it seems like you are family-oriented as well. Enjoy the rest of your time with them, and please drive safe back home." Now, how nice of a message was that? It wasn't a sissy message, but it wasn't overdone. It was great communication and direct, decisive, and to the point, right? About Asian women taking care of themselves. Oh, okay, bro. You like those Asians too, huh? I don't discriminate, bro. I don't discriminate. I'm just looking for a good one. Doesn't matter what her ethnicity is, man. I'm all good. Asian, African American, Hispanic, Caucasian. I know I'm being a little PC here, but I'm trying to keep this as clean as possible, Be professional and also appease the YouTube algorithm. Information Man Show says, "And women never married and no kids in their 40s is a red flag." Absolutely. Every time, bro. Every freaking time, dude. Yep. So about an hour and a half later, 8:59 p.m., she sends me a text, "Just made it home. I am usually pretty good at reading people." Thanks for sharing that, ma'am. Are you a fortune teller? I rely on my intuition when meeting new people. Okay, ma'am. See, this woman is, you can tell she's got the guard up, and you can tell that this woman is a masculine woman. This woman has been indoctrinated into the feminist agenda. That's true. You're talking about those African American women, bro. They're beautiful, man. Like again, dude, I don't discriminate just because I'm technically Caucasian, but I'm Greek. I have a little bit of color in me, but man, I don't discriminate, man. Women are if there's a good woman, it doesn't matter if she's black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever, man. Just find me a good one that's gonna be nice and feminine, dude, and we're good, right? I think we have different approaches, she wrote, but it's all good. I like to observe people as much as listen to what they have to say. Oh, really? All right, ma'am. You see, when she wrote that to me, I'm like, I'm not going to even waste a phone call on this woman. I'm going to get to the point right now and ask her a few questions, and she's either going to be cool or it's going to trigger the living you-know-what out of her, right? Because I'm sensing this woman is one of those Rosie the Riveter, I'm going to flex my muscles on you and make sure you understand that I'm equal to you nowadays. And I got this and I got that. I'm just as good as you, Eli. Ma'am, I just want to get to know a nice, sweet woman. I don't care what else you have to offer right now. I mean, I can support a woman that has accomplished things, but that's not what attracts me to a woman. So let's go to the next one. I wrote back to her last night, 9:12 p.m. Pacific time. I'm very intuitive myself, but I don't overthink things. I just go with the flow. If my intuition feels right about the connection, of course, we're going to have a different approach. We're biologically different, right? So I'm calling her out and saying, look, she's saying our approach is different, or my approach is different, right? And I'm like, of course it's going to be different. I'm a man and you're a woman, right? You see, a woman that's not flexing the feminist muscles, right, would not be saying what this woman said. And there would be no reason for me to even respond to something like this. But now I'm testing her because I know she's testing me already. She's already testing me and flexing her muscles of equality, right? Even though I'm not questioning it one bit. I just want to get to know a woman. I just want to get to know a nice, sweet woman, right? Hey, I'm sure you've had your experiences and so have I, but I always go into something new without a past anchor. So I'm basically saying to her, ma'am, don't hold your past against me because you put yourself out there and you've been screwed over by guys. Because I'm a good catch. And you should be able to realize that and just be really cool when getting to know someone new. You're already putting me through the ringer, ma'am. So then I wrote to her, you're a strong, independent woman, and I get that. Respectfully, that is, right? I meant that. I wanted to make her aware that, hey, ma'am, you probably dealt with a bunch of beta males, but you're not dealing with a beta. And I'm really not beginning to like your behavior, ma'am. You're not acting feminine. You're turning me off, ma'am. Okay? I'm a good, down-to-earth, and respectful guy that's completely masculine. Maybe you are used to dating more feminized men. At this point, I didn't care. It wasn't going to work. Now I'm like, let's see what she says and use her for content, for example purposes, right? Like I'm doing right now, live on the air, right? That's not me. This is what's thrown off most women about me, and this is what's probably making you feel my approach is different. Yeah, because I'm not a beta male, man. I'm not going to conform to your masculine behavior as a woman. It's a big turnoff to me. I'm not looking for a power struggle. I came out straightforward and said, I'm not looking for a power struggle. I am seeking my equal. I said the same thing in my profile. Next screenshot. Now listen to this very carefully. This is what a woman like her does to keep herself eternally single. A 43-year-old woman, single, never married, no kids, comes from a good family, was visiting her parents yesterday that live nearby, and her parents are probably wondering, how come you haven't found a good guy to have kids with? Now it's getting too late, you're 43. Well, here's the reason why this woman will never, ever, ever get a guy with this attitude. I reread your profile and what you're looking for in a partner. I definitely don't think you're misogynistic. Ma'am, I am not a misogynist at all. But the fact that you even had to mention the word misogynistic or misogyny, deep within, I think you're trying to tell me I'm a misogynist. No, I'm not. I respect women. I respect women and what they've made of themselves and them working and buying their own homes, their own cars. But when I'm dating a woman, that's the last thing I want to know about. I first want to know, are you feminine enough? And are you attracted to me? Am I attracted to you? Do we have sexual chemistry? Do we, get along with our conversation? Can we emotionally bond? I could care less, ma'am, about your resources and what you've accomplished financially. I care about who you are as a person. Okay? Furthermore, she writes, so she said, I definitely don't think you're misogynistic, but perhaps are strongly affected by patriarchal ideologies. Listen to this. She said, but perhaps you're strongly affected by patriarchal ideologies. I'm a man, ma'am. I'm a man. And no matter how you want to look at it, ma'am, men and women are biologically different. I'm not saying that women shouldn't have equal rights. They should. I'm not saying that women shouldn't have same opportunities that only men once had. They should. But what I'm saying, ma'am, is that there's a difference between masculine and feminine energy. And there's nothing wrong with you being the way you are, as long as you understand, ma'am, that if you continue to act more masculine than feminine and you want to wear the pants and be the leader, most guys that you want to date and be with are not going to give you the time of day, just like I didn't give you the time of day. The only guys that will give you the time of day, ma'am, are the beta mons, beta mons, beta mons, beta mons, beta mons. You know why? Because they're desperate guys. And, it doesn't matter how you treat them. As long as you just give them the time of day, they'll come bark up your tree like a sick puppy dog. Right? But perhaps are strongly affected by patriarchal ideologies. Ma'am, you are a radical feminist. You have been indoctrinated into this culture, ma'am, and that's why you're single. No disrespect. I'm just stating the facts. You are single, 43 years old, never been married, have no kids. And you're sitting here telling me, a real good man, that I'm affected by patriarchal ideologies and that I believe in patriarchy. Listen, ma'am, to a certain extent, patriarchy is a good thing. But I'm not saying that I want to dominate my woman completely in a relationship. I want to meet a woman that's going to treat me the way I'm going to treat her. I want us to be each other's equal, ma'am. So I'm not even fazed by the patriarchy, ma'am. But I see why you mentioned that because on one hand, you say I'm not a misogynist, but on the other hand, you're calling me a misogynist by saying that I'm affected by patriarchal ideologies, ma'am. Ma'am, you make no sense. You make no sense, ma'am. This is what we deal with nowadays, right? I'm ready for a break already, but I got to get through this, man. I can't stop laughing at this. This is what we have to deal with nowadays, I'm a little uneasy about your comments regarding feminism. Why, ma'am? Because you're a radical feminist. Why, man? Because you want to wear the pants. You want to run the world. You want to run the relationship, right? You want to be the man in the relationship. You want to wear the pants. That doesn't work for me, man. I'm a little uneasy about your comments regarding feminism. Well, that's tough luck, man. You can go back to being alone for eternity. Oh, by the way, guys and gals, on top of the, actually, give me a second here. On top of the title of the stream, if you click on the thumbnail, I had to click on the thumbnail. When you click on the thumbnail, you saw the thumbnail stated, "Women like this will stay single forever." I wanted to mention the thumbnail while I'm talking about that woman. Women like this will stay single forever. In many ways, I do feel superior to a lot of men. Yeah, when I was first reading this, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like red in the face out of laughter. In many ways, I can't make this up. I had to put the screenshots out on this. You can't make this up, folks. In many ways, I do feel superior to a lot of men. I noticed that, man, which is why I called you out. Because I don't put up with women like this. You can be this way if you want, man. You have the right to live your life any way you want. You have equal rights now, right? But I also have the right to not give you the time of day, man. I do feel superior to a lot of men because the only guys giving me the time of day, man, are the beta-mons, and you get tired of them. You know why, man? Because you're stronger than they are. You think you want to wear the pants, man, until you wear the pants, until those betas let you wear the pants, and then you're turned off because your balls are bigger than theirs, man. And you have no balls. But they're bigger than the guy that you're dealing with. And you have none. I have 2 degrees. Big whoop-de-doo. That's great, man. You have 2 degrees. I mean, if I was dating you and you are respecting me, I'd appreciate that. And I'd respect that. But ma'am, at this point, I don't care what you have to bring to the table for resources. I care about, are you a good woman? Are you feminine enough to be with me? Are you a well-balanced woman between your work and your personal life? How do you treat your family, etc.? I don't care about degrees. I have 2 degrees. Own my business. I own mine too, man. Speak 3 languages. Wow, you're special. Can use power tools. Whoa, you can get your hands and feet wet and dirty. Own my home. Have a nice car. Can change a tire and have been to 29 countries all without having a penis. I've never encountered a woman like this in the online dating world. I mean, I've had some conversations on the phone, but I've never had one that sent me a text and wrote all this out. This woman is not happy with herself. This woman and many women like her are unhappy because they think they can't find a good guy. They just don't realize they found the good guys, but they're pulling this crap on us. And so we're walking away from this. We want nothing to do with this at all. Like I said, I got distracted with my friends and your profile and messages were lengthy, so I just now had time to go back and reread everything. So you gave me your phone number, ma'am, before you read my entire profile and went on your feminist rant on me. I don't give anyone my phone number or want to talk with anyone that I haven't read their full profile, ma'am. I guess you're just very busy and, you know, you're just kind of cherry picking stuff, right? And you just kind of handle it as it goes along. Maybe you just saw my pictures, ma'am, and you thought I was a sexy guy. Well, ma'am, no disrespect. I am in way better shape than you, but I'm not projecting that onto you. Ma'am, you're typically below my physical standards that I want in a woman. But I still gave you a chance because I thought that you had a good profile, right? I thought you were a good person. I don't feel the need to make anyone ever feel I can't even read this. Let's try again. I don't feel the need to make anyone feel inferior ever. Oh, God, ma'am. Ma'am, that's pathetic. Ma'am, you're flexing your muscles on me right now. Ma'am, there was no need for you to go on this rant and present your entire life's resume to try to one-up a guy that you've never even met, that you barely even know. We never even talked, ma'am. This is pathetic. She did all this through texting. I don't feel the need to make anyone feel inferior ever. That's bullshit. But I also will never downplay my success and accomplishments to make a man feel better about himself. Ma'am, I never, came off in a way where I was intimidated by you, ma'am. We barely even talked. All I stated in my profile was, I want a feminine woman, not a masculine woman. Okay? I'm not saying that you shouldn't work and buy your own home, your own car, or get degrees and get your hands and feet dirty. My ex was just like that, but she was also very feminine at the same time. She had a good balance. Ma'am, you're unhappy because you can't get guys like me, because we call you out every time when you flex your muscles. You end up with the beta males and you're tired. You're tired of it because you're not attracted to them and you're stronger than they are. And that annoys you. But the guys that you are attracted to are the guys that won't put up with the fact that you want to wear the pants and exude more masculine energy. Again, but I also will never downplay my success and accomplishments to make a man feel better about himself. Does that make sense? No, ma'am, it doesn't make any sense. You know why? Because there's no need for you to do that. I'm not looking to get to know a woman because she has 2 degrees, owns her own business, speaks 3 languages, can use power tools, owns my own home, owns her own home, has a nice car, can change a tire, and you've been to 29 countries. Ma'am, you're projecting. Right, she's projecting here, and wait till you see what she says to me in the next response of hers. Ma'am, men do not care about all those things until they know you're a nice woman and a sweet feminine woman. Okay? Why do I care about all those things you mentioned, ma'am, unless we're in a relationship and we're intimate together and we're dating and we're in love, right? I'm not saying that you don't deserve to accomplish those things or have those opportunities. And I'm not trying to downplay your success, man. Congratulations. But why do I care when we have nothing, man? It's not about your resources and my resources when we're first getting to know each other, man. It's about us being able to have a conversation. You being more feminine, me being more masculine, and just us getting to know each other and being cool with each other, man. Man, you came out with your boxing gloves before I even approached you, man. That's horrible. That's a turnoff. Let's go to the next one here. She writes back and says, because she wrote 3 messages in a row. She was triggered, right? I never took you as feminine. Yeah, right, ma'am. You can't believe how masculine I am. You never thought I would call you out as tactfully as I did, because you're used to dealing with the betas that will respond to you and suck up to you and put you on a pedestal. And I don't even understand what dating a more feminized man even looks like. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, really? Really? You folks expect me to believe her when she comes out and says, I never took you as feminine, which is fine. And I don't even understand what dating a more feminized man even looks like. Man, that's all you get with that attitude. There's no masculine good guy like me that's going to put up with your attitude like this. And guys and gals, if you think that I'm the only guy she flexes this on, you're out of your mind. This is how she is. This is how this woman is. She's been indoctrinated into this culture, right, that I've been talking about. She's been indoctrinated into the radical feminist agenda. That's what it is. Plain and simple. So she knows exactly what's going on. Maybe she hasn't identified it in this way, but she's been dating guys that she has to break up with because they're not man enough for her, or they'd rather play video games all day than be with her, right? She has to basically settle for the beta males that she doesn't want, but she has no other options because she thinks the guys like me that she's attracted to are misogynists, right? Even though she says we're not. Could you be too fixated on that? No, ma'am. I'm just stating the facts. You're the one that's fixated on not being a woman, man. Or ma'am, sorry. I'm a man. This is how men behave. I'm behaving myself. Ma'am, you're acting like you have a penis, right? You said it. If we go back here, where was it where you said that? You projected all the stuff you have onto me, and then you said all without having a penis, right? You said you feel superior to men because you have, in many ways, you feel superior to a lot of men because you have 2 degrees, own your own business, blah, 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 all without having a penis. Ma'am, that is the biggest projection I've ever seen any radical feminist make. Could you be too fixated on that? Come on. It's just different for me because I don't usually approach people with this mentality. That's right, man. You go for the beta man, beta man, beta man, beta man, beta man. So, ma'am, all your life, you don't go for the guys you really want. Who's that Bertle in the chat there, Queen? Let me check it out on the go-to channel extension. Join March 30th, 2021. No content, Queen. Yeah, it's a sock account, Queen. Good job. Yeah. It's just different for me because I don't usually approach people with this mentality, ma'am. Ma'am, until you understand that I'm the type of guy you want, whether it's me or another masculine man, no beta male is ever going to keep your interest. And see, you're settling for the betas, ma'am, because those are the only guys that are responding to you in the way that you think you want to be responded to as a modern-day, strong, empowered woman. Rosie the Riveter, I am woman, hear me roar. Roar! Yeah! Wow. I don't know. Maybe because it is through text and a lot can be misinterpreted. No, ma'am. This is exactly how I feel. That's why I wanted to get you on the phone. We'll get to that in a second. But I don't understand what masculine versus feminine has to do with anything. That's why you're single, man. 43 years old, single, never been married, and have no kids. If you ask me the same reason why I'm single, never married, no kids, it's because of the way most of you ladies like you are today, ma'am. That's why. But I don't understand what masculine versus feminine has to do with anything. Ma'am, you're downplaying this now. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I feel you might be projecting a little. No, I'm projecting. You see, she knows I'm one of the few guys, if not the only guy, that's called her out on her bullshit. And she knows that she can't defeat me. This woman is triggered because I called her out, and I didn't allow her control of me like all other guys have allowed her to do. She doesn't like the fact that she can't control me because she's been in control of everything in the past, including her beta man relationships. So I wrote back to her, I said, very interesting. Let me call you for a very brief call before you go to bed. You'll hear the real me and understand where I'm coming from. I actually respect what you said, so may I call you at this time briefly? I didn't respect really what she said. I only said that because I wanted to get her on the phone for 5 minutes to see if I could turn this around and say, listen, I'm a good guy. I'm not here to create a power struggle with you. But some of the things you said, okay, I just want to understand, are you a woman that is always going to feel the need to flex your muscles and to wear the pants, or can you let a man be a man in the relationship and be your equal? I was going to tell her, I'm not looking to create a power struggle, man. I'm looking for an equal. I wanted to get her on the phone for that. So she wrote back, do you mind if we leave it for tomorrow? I want to be fresh so I can hear you out clearly and give you my full attention. We'll definitely chat tomorrow. No, we won't. I'm not going to waste another day on this woman. So let's go to the last screenshot here. I actually just want to briefly talk for 10 minutes or less, I said. This is regarding what you mentioned. I don't want to drag this on to tomorrow. If our values aren't similar on what you mentioned by text, I'd appreciate the brief flexibility based on the nature. If she really wanted to talk with me for 5 minutes, she would have done it. I was testing her, right? She writes, no, I really don't feel like talking. I am tired and not in the mood. Okay, ma'am, you blew it. If tomorrow's too long of a wait, then I understand and wish you the very best. And that's where I drew the line. I wrote her this before I blocked her. I wrote, you have a shit attitude and no wonder why you are single, never been married, and have no kids in your 40s. I want no part of this. You have zero flexibility. Best of luck to you and take care. Okay. So let me do this before I go back to full screen. Where are we here? All right, so I'm all set when we get back for the Reddit stuff. Let's switch back over to full screen here. Wow. Oh, man. I mean, had I not had the experience of dealing with women like this, and not only that, had I not been a part of MGTOW in the past, men going their own way and learning all this stuff much more clearly over the last 4 years, and following Coach Corey Wayne for the last 4 to 5 years, and learned all this stuff, I would have probably wasted my time trying to suck up to this woman and trying to make something work with her when it's not meant to be. She's just not a dateable woman, in my opinion. She's not. I've never encountered a woman that has so much hatred for masculinity to the point of where I barely talk with this woman. We talked on Match, few messages. She sends me her number, and we did a little texting. And all I was saying, hey, check out my profile. Did you like my profile? This and that. And then she looked at it more closely after giving me her number. And then she finally read this. I guess she must have missed the whole part that I wrote about, masculine versus feminine and this and that, right? You see, to a woman that's not a radical feminist, that's not going to offend her, because all I'm talking about in my profile is I'm not looking to wear the pants, but I'm also not looking for my partner to wear the pants. We can both wear the pants together. We can be each other's equal. But I'm not going to date a woman that feels the need to wear the pants, whether she realizes she wants to wear the pants or not. This woman probably just doesn't realize how she's coming off. And maybe this experience with me taught her a lesson. Information Man Show, when you say right, be a little more specific and let me know before I go take the first break because, yeah, man. What'd you think about that story, bro? That's one of the best stories I've shared. I mean, I've been looking forward all day to sharing this story. Since that conversation ended last night, I've been looking forward to sharing this story with you folks. Now, while you put that response in the chat there, Information Man Show, I'm going to cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. We are at exactly 1 hour. Let's cue up that royalty-free YouTube music. Just wait for a quick break here. Let me see here. Let me try to play something that won't blow Queen Helen Casey's eardrums off. Let me see here. Give me a second here. All right, Queen. I'm going to start off by playing one of your favorite songs from the YouTube audio library. Let's see here. Where is that other song? I'm looking for that other song here. Come on, Eli, decide. And all right, we're all set, folks. Music's all queued up. I'm going to step away for probably an 8 to 10 minute break. I need to refill my coffee and use the little boys' room. And then we're going to return and get to those Reddit articles or those Reddit postings. Let me just check the chat out real quick. Information Man Show says that women have emotional issues. Something happened to her. That woman has emotional issues. Something happened to her down the line. Yeah, it probably stems back to her childhood. But also, in addition, Information Man Show, even if she comes from a good family, she got indoctrinated into this culture. Maybe her mother and father raised her to be that way, because, they were indoctrinated in the new culture when she was born 43 years ago. I mean, this culture has been around for about 55 years. So on top of what, her parents did to raise her, she grew up in Northern California, and there's there's a lot of this indoctrination going on out here regarding the modern world, the modern woman, and feminism, and all that type of stuff, right? She was probably told, go to college, get a degree, be more career focused than family focused, right? And that's what she did, right? And she passed up all these great guys that probably came along in her 20s and 30s. Now she's 43, single, never been married, no kids. And she's still playing her cards the same way she did. And she's not really, I'm not saying she's an ugly woman. For her size, she's a beautiful woman. But I'd say she's at least a good 40, 50 pounds overweight, 40 pounds at least, right? And I was still willing to give her the time of day because I thought she had a great personality. Anyway, enough of that, folks. All right, stick around. We'll be right back.
Then you have magic.
back. We're back. We're back. Have an update on the other woman I've been talking with. She sent me a text. I'll get to that in a bit. Oh, man. Yeah. Wow. I gotta tell you folks, this modern world we live in is unlike anything we've ever seen. To the good guys out there, the real good guys that have their act together and just want to find a decent woman to share life with, I feel for you brothers. That's why I do what I do. A lot of these women think that we're stupid because there's so many thirsty beta males out there that are kind of stupid, right? They don't get it, right? So these women think they can play the same game when they're with another guy and cancel out our phone calls or our phone conversation that we were going to have and say something else. Come on. Anyway. Yeah. Yep. That's just the way she goes sometimes. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network. YouTube is the main place, and also simulcasting live on Facebook and D Live. Glad you could all join me tonight. Tonight we're discussing the real reason why many women are single nowadays, an experience, and more. We're going to add a couple experiences and more on the fly. One more time, the topic is the real reason why many women are single nowadays, an experience, and more. And like I said, now I'm going to definitely talk about this other woman. Now, I did respond to her while I was on break, and I'm going to see what she says, and I'm going to share with you folks that entire communication towards the end of the show. But let's get back to the browser screen, and let's just get to these Reddit postings here. The first one is from the subreddit Off My Chest. And the person that posted wrote, "Why are women even at church so very horrible and stuck up to meet these days when many of us single guys will try to start a conversation with them when the mass is over, and then they will still be very nasty to us and walk away." Well, sir, that's just the way women are nowadays because they've been liberated, sir. And they don't need men for survival anymore. They're independent. They make their own money. They have their own homes, their own cars, and they can do whatever they want. And if they want to be rude, they don't care because they don't need us for survival, which is the way, women were biologically created to be. And the way men were biologically created to be were to be the providers and women to be the nurturers. But in the modern world of radical feminism, or just feminism in general, no disrespect, it's different. So they're very, very picky. They're very, very choosy. And that's just the way it is. It's sad. It's extremely sad. I keep talking about it. I'm trying to educate as many men and women on this, but more so primarily, I'm trying to educate the beta males that are empowering women to be this way. It's you thirsty beta males that continue to give these women more power, a lot more power than they bargained for, being liberated, getting equal rights. Very difficult for many of us single guys trying to meet a good woman nowadays, which has really become very impossible these days, even at church for us. It's not just church, brother. It's everywhere. What in the world is wrong with these women today altogether? Well, they're revolting, sir. They are revolting against, feeling oppressed all these years. But the thing is, a lot of these women were born and raised after women were liberated and women got equal rights. Women are also emotional beings, and women have always sought out the strongest man to procreate with. physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, and all that women were always seeking men for the same exact reasons they do today. The reason why it was easier to date back in those days, and the reason why men would take more chances, is because women were dependent on men for survival. So women were less likely to leave a man and cheat back then, because if they did that, they were putting themselves in a position where they were going to be on the street and not be able to survive. Nowadays, because women are independent, they can have their cake and eat it too. But like I said, in addition, you've got these thirsty beta males nowadays that don't get this, and it further empowers these women to eat their cake and eat it too, and to keep eating their cake and eat it too. It's just unbelievable. He writes, feminism is everywhere now, even making it much worse for many of us guys as well. And see, I keep saying this. The fact that women have been liberated and have equal rights is not the problem directly. Okay? The problem is that women cannot turn off the masculine energy. Women feel the need to wear the pants. Women feel the need to control everything, right? And even if us guys let them control everything, that's what women think they want. If you're with a woman that you're going to allow to control you, let's say I just pretended to be a beta male, right? Even though I'm not. And the woman I talked about during the first part of the show, let's say I pretended to be a beta male. I was overly nice to her and we started dating, right? And I let her control me, right? And I gave her everything she wanted in the ways that she got by controlling me, because I let her do that, right? Do you think she would respect me? Do you think she would, keep being interested in me? Or do you think that she would start to realize that, man, I'm much stronger than this guy. This guy's a sissy. He's a wuss. I can get whatever I want from him. There's no challenge here. This guy's not a man, right? See, that's what happens. So the thing is, it's nothing wrong with women having equal rights. But at the same time, women being liberated and not being dependent on men for survival anymore, which has been a man's main purpose for a woman biologically throughout the history of time until this change happened, then that's what's causing this, man. That's what's causing this. Excuse me. Give me a second here. Okay. All right. Let's see what the people have to say in the comments section. Give me a second here. Maybe women exist regardless of how badly you want a good woman. Oh, and also, not wanting to date you doesn't make any person good or bad. No, that's true, but that's not what he's talking about. This is a woman writing this. Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you. This is a woman writing this. Also, it can't be that tough. My boyfriend approached me, it is a woman writing this, in a restaurant 7 months ago, and we are incredibly happy. Well, that's great. It worked out. You had chemistry, and you were attracted to him. Maybe these women, have such high expectations, even at his church, that they weren't attracted to him physically, so it didn't matter how good of a guy he was or how good of an approach he had. Also, it is a church. What does it matter? It doesn't matter where it's at. Church, school, social event, whatever. It doesn't matter. These women are the same. I'm not even religious, but I assume most people go into a church for their relationship with God, Jesus, not with you. This woman's ridiculous. You can find true love and happiness anywhere. Just a ridiculous response there. Another woman here writes, feminism isn't to blame. It literally got women all the rights they have today, which include turning down guys. Feminism has nothing to do with women turning down guys. Okay? Even before feminism and women got equal rights, women were able to turn down men. The reason why they didn't turn down men is because they needed men for survival. Right? A man's biological purpose to a woman has always been the provider. You take that away by liberating women, what's our purpose now, right? What's our purpose to you ladies, right? Some of us still want to be a good provider, and we still want to take a lady out, and we still want to be masculine and have you be feminine so we can take you out, but you ladies don't want that anymore. So on one hand, man, while you say feminism isn't to blame, it partially is to blame. Again, I'm all for women having equal rights, but that's completely changed the need for you ladies of a man. And it's completely changed the purpose of a man to a woman in the modern world. That's what it's done. It has completely flipped the script. You have women acting more like men nowadays, and then you have men acting more like women. And then you have real men like me that don't want to be with women that act like men. And there are few women that are feminine enough that I am attracted to. And then when I talk with them, they've got so many guys on backup, right? They say, oh, I'm going out to have drinks with my friend tonight. And then they will talk when I get back. And then they send you a BS text saying, oh, I'm spending time with family now. Can we reschedule, for another time? Oh, no, ma'am, because the date you're on is actually working out better than you thought it would. And you're going to be out with this guy, hanging out, having fun and hooking up. If they don't want to talk to you, they don't have to. But how are you approaching them, and what are you trying to talk about? They may just not be interested or have someone already. That's an obvious thing. It's an obvious thing. It's one thing to turn down a guy. It's another thing to be rude to a guy that's just saying, hi, how are you doing? You're just sparking up a conversation. You're at the church, right? You're socializing probably, after mass ends, right? I mean, what are us guys supposed to do nowadays? Just completely ignore women at church? Just ignore women wherever we're at? We're not supposed to even come up and say, hi, how are you? And are you ladies supposed to come to us? And if not, we just sit around, twitching our fingers and stuff. A woman doesn't talk to you, therefore she's a feminist. No, I don't think that's how that works. That's not what he was saying. Listen to these women here that are responding to this. A woman doesn't talk to you, therefore she's a feminist. I don't think that's how that works. That's not what this guy's saying. What he's saying is that all he was doing was saying hi. He wanted to say hi. He wasn't trying to hit on the woman. He was just trying to say hello. And basically, the woman was rude to him for just saying hi. Look at all these women, how they snap when us guys are speaking to the truth. And say, hey, we're just good guys saying, hi, how are you? We can't even do that anymore nowadays. How did you even approach in the first place? He wrote about it. Let's go back to it. He said, why are women, even at church, so very horrible and stuck up to meet these days when many of us single guys will try to start a conversation to them when the mass is over? All he was doing was starting a conversation. How do you start a conversation? Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you here before. Are you new to the church? What's wrong with that? The guy's not going to go up there and say, hi, you're hot. You're new to the church. You're hot. I'm taking you on a date. He's not going to do that. He's going to say hello. Hey, welcome to the church here. I haven't seen you before. My name is blah, blah, blah. It's nice to meet you. I mean, come on. Look at this. This is just unbelievable. They may just not be interested or have someone already. Okay, I already read that. Sorry. Back to this one here, that This woman said, a woman doesn't talk to you, therefore she's a feminist. I don't think that's how that works. How did you even approach in the first place? Because I suppose there are lots of ways to come up as a creep. This guy sounds like a decent guy to me. A creeper is not going to come in a forum and ask, hey, why are women being so rude nowadays? A creeper doesn't care. Someone that's really trying to get to know a woman and be a nice, decent dude, just trying to start up a friendly conversation by saying hi, is going to post this. No Magician 2263 says, please don't blame feminism because you don't know how to talk to a woman. If you're a dude, you're pathetic. This dude he said nothing wrong. All this dude did was go and say hi. I think this is a guy saying that. And if you're a guy saying that, I can't tell, but it looks like a guy, then that's pathetic, dude. You're a beta mon. Then a deleted comment there, a deleted account. Yeah, maybe they go to church to pray and not to get hit on by a creep. I swear to God. These people in this forum, I don't get triggered that easily anymore, but I'm borderline triggered right now. These are probably women saying this. The guy was just saying, you can't even say hello to a woman anymore, right? He didn't say in those words, but he said, you can't even have a conversation with a woman. I really wish this guy would have shared more in the comments section. For real, haha. It's ridiculous. Let's go to the next one here. But before we get to that, let's check out the chat real quick. They take things out of context. Of course they do, Queen. It's ridiculous. That's how a lot of women are nowadays. Okay, let me check out Facebook and D Live real quick. Hey, Claudia, how are you doing? I really enjoy your program. Could it be that society sometimes takes advantage of women and they have to turn into a superhero to defend themselves? Claudia, here's the thing. There are jerks out there and there are good guys out there. Most of the guys out there are good guys. But even one or two jerks that you come across are going to get you to put your guard up, right? So then when you finally come across a good guy like me, for example, right? And you put your guard up and you try to act all masculine and assert your rights, your equal rights, that's going to turn me off. Like, I don't want to deal with a woman like that. I want to deal with a woman that is liberated, is independent, but is also sweet and loving and nurturing and feminine, and is not going to try to compete with me for the pants. Because I'm not going to try to compete with her for the pants, even in the modern world. I want an equal, right? I appreciate your questions, and I'm sorry the last show you were on a few shows ago, I missed your comments during the show. I got really caught up, but I'm glad you're back, and I appreciate that you enjoy the program. Yeah, you're in the same boat I'm in, Claudia. I get it. I get what you're saying. And I know you've had your experiences too. Trust me. You and I have talked before about these things. And that's what I like about my professional and friend network on Facebook, because I pretty much met everybody on Facebook. And that's why I simulcast over there now. But glad you're here. I'll check back in every 5 to 10 minutes or so, Claudia, as I go through this next Reddit forum posting here. And no one's over there on D Live. Back over to YouTube. Information Man Show says true. True about what, brother? Let me know, and I'm going to get back to the next posting. All right, so this next posting is from the subreddit No Stupid Questions. I've been to this subreddit before. I love their banner up top here. Even with a close ratio of men and women, Why are there so many more lonely single men compared to women? That is true. I'll speak on that from experience. If there was a guy who was single, wouldn't that mean there would be a single woman as well? There are lots of single women out there. And men. Or are there other factors to this, such as men with multiple wives? No, dude. This is a guy that's trying to learn to be a stronger man. I wouldn't say this guy's probably completely a beta male, but I wouldn't say he's an alpha male. He's like at a crossroad. He's like, okay, I've been a really nice guy to women. That's what I'm assuming based on how you wrote this. It's not really working for me. So now I'm single, right? And I'm beginning to wonder, why is it so hard to date women nowadays, right? I need to post in these forums here and get these people on my channel. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna probably spend a day or so doing this and really take this thing to the next level. Let's see what they said in the comment section. That's usually not actually true. Where it is or has been true, however, is in China. There are many more men than women there as a result of the one-child rule. Now it is 2 children. That has nothing to do with this. Are there really more, or do they just complain louder? No, there are. It's true. There are a lot more lonely single men than women because, see, the women that are single by choice, right? Women have a lot more options. Every single woman out there, no matter what you look like or whether you're successful or not, can get a man just like that nowadays. It's just that you're very picky and you want the best man. You want the top 10% man, all of you. So it is true. And that's what feminism did. Again, nothing wrong with women having equal rights and all that. But because now women are not dependent on men for survival and to be the provider, which has been the man's main role throughout the history of time before women were liberated 55 years ago, when you take that away, then all the options go to the women. Men pretty much have zero options nowadays. We don't. We really don't. We don't. I thought I was the only one that noticed this. I'm always having male friends ask me if I can introduce them to some friends of mine, or my boyfriend wants to know if I have someone for his friends. That's because you're probably a good woman and this dude is very lucky to be with you and you're not like these other women. And I just never have anyone for these people. I've been wondering that myself. Okay, so it sounds like a woman wrote that. I can respect that woman. Why are there so many more lonely single men compared to women? How did you come to this conclusion? This person asks. It's an honest conclusion because he's probably had enough experience going out there and dating women like I have and, seeing what it's like. This is how it's like. I am a woman single and sometimes lonely. Sometimes I like being single, but it's not uncommon for me to be generally hoping for a relationship to be in my nearest future. No, ma'am, you want a relationship. You just want a top 10% man. You want a man that's 6 feet or taller, makes a 6-figure income, has 6-pack abs, and has 6 inches or more packing below the belt. And very few men have all that. Ma'am, with the amount of thirsty beta males in this world nowadays, you can find a guy in 5 minutes, ma'am. You're just being picky with who you want. You want a top 10% man. Every woman does nowadays. That's part of the issue. Now, it is definitely exasperated by the fact that I am gay and live in a fairly small city. Well, that changes things up. I get it. Yeah. Guys just tend to advertise themselves as single more than women. That's not true. There are many women that say they're single. Many male friend groups are always trying to help their bros get in their relationship, while female groups are either semi-toxic or just barely helpful. No, what these women in the groups do, they say, ladies, we don't need a man for anything. Ladies, you can do it on your own. Ladies, you can do it. You have the power to do it nowadays. Go out there and make something out of yourself, right? These female empowerment groups, the ones I used to be a part of when I used to do in-person networking many years ago all over Northern California, a lot of these women that ran these women's only groups, would invite myself and a few other guys that had our own networks, because we had women as a part of our network and they wanted to leverage our network. So they would give us free tickets to their events, their women-only events, right? These are like $100 a piece normally, but they'd give it to us for free because they wanted us to promote their events, and that's fine, right? That's called collaboration. That's great. But at these events, they don't bash men. These women don't necessarily go and bash men. Some of them probably do, but the ones I used to go, they don't bash men. What they do is they talk about women going out there and making things happen for themselves, right? And they say, focus, ladies, on yourself and get yourself where you want to go, right? And so in essence, they're telling ladies to focus on themselves to the point of where put men last, or don't worry about men. Get to where you want to get to, right? So these women get brainwashed into this scenario that, hey, we can do this on our own. We don't really need a man. And if a man's going to come in the picture, he's going to have to accept us for the way we are. He's going to have to understand that we're strong and we're independent. And we do get that. The thing we don't like is when you flex that on us, because it's not a feminine thing to flex your muscles on us. It's more of a masculine thing. But guys, even if we were to flex our muscles on you ladies, even in the past, that wouldn't work for you, right? Let alone in the present day. There are not more lonely single men. The lonely single men are just louder about it. No, there are a lot more lonely single men. We have fewer options than you ladies are choosing to be lonely. We are lonely because we don't have a choice. There's a difference there. These people don't get it. You can have other dynamics other than man and woman. That's your opinion. I'm going to let that one go. And finally, I always thought it was more of a stereotype that women were sad and lonely with no one but cats for company. Well, they're choosing to be that way nowadays because they all want a top 10% man. That's what they want. And then when a guy like me comes around, right, or any other guy like me, or even guys that are beta males, right, we get put on the back burner. They show us interest. They say they're going to call us. We're going out with some friends. We're going to call you later. We're going to talk. And then while they're out with Chad or Tyrone to see if it works out, they leave you as an option open. And then if that date's going well and they're going to end up at Chad or Tyrone's house, they'll text you and say, can we talk another time? I'm not, I'm hanging out with family now instead of just friends. And we could talk, can we talk another time, right? It's ridiculous. I'm going to read one more before I take one more break here. Let me check out the chat on YouTube. Nothing else happening over there. Let's see. Claudia, I don't think she's there anymore. Maybe she'll come back. And D Live seems to be clear. All right. Let's get to the next Reddit posting here. We're at 1 hour and 44 minutes. Why are so many single women? I think he meant to say, why are there so many single women? He missed a word there. Hi all. I see so many. My male uncles are getting married. This guy must be from another country. Hi, all. I see so many. My male uncles are getting married over and over again, regardless of divorce or their wives passed away. But I see many female aunts who are single and not getting married if they were already married at one point. What is that? Why is that? Does that mean women are more loyal? Nope. It means that they've been indoctrinated with the feminist agenda. And I'm going to go through this. Listen to this. This is not how women used to be over 55 years ago. Divorced aunt checking in who has zero interest in getting married again. I love my independence. Right, I am woman, hear me roar. I love having my own space. I have yet to find a man who will voluntarily shoulder half the burden of running a home. Oh, there are plenty of us that will do that, ma'am. And you say that's what you want, but when we come and when we encounter you, you don't give us the time of day. But now you say, I have yet to find a man who will voluntarily shoulder half the burden of running a home. That's a bunch of BS. I have a full life, solid friend group, good career and hobbies. Right. You see, women want their independence. A lot of these women, I guess, just don't want men anymore. That's fine. They're withdrawing. So it's not about, that you have yet to find a man who will voluntarily shoulder half the burden. There are plenty of men that would do that, including beta males. You just haven't found the one that you're attracted to that will do all of that. So to answer your question, yes, I am loyal and I learned to be loyal to myself first. I've never seen women behave the way they behave nowadays. It's just sad. I learned to be loyal to myself first. That deleted person is responding to that comment from the person above. And that is not selfish. That is essential of self-care. No, I get that. You have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of anyone else. But you still have to be open to being a part of other things and giving someone a chance. You still have to be open to love and romance to give other people a chance. You see, I think a lot of these women are closed off. They've experienced certain things in life, and they don't want to deal with them again. And now, because they're liberated and they have their own money and their own careers and jobs, they don't need to get remarried. But over 55 years ago, I can guarantee you all these women would have found another guy and gotten remarried because they would not have been able to survive without a man back then. That's where the issue is at. Female, 50 to 60. It is so freeing to be accountable only to yourself for your time and money. Purple Flower 99. Yeah, man. So you're happy being lonely. I'm not buying that. Men like you are why we choose to be single. Is that the most mature thing to say? There was nothing wrong with what this guy said. Why are there so many single men? I don't get it. What did this guy say to get a response like that? Men like you are why we choose to be single. He was very professional and mature about it. Are you just assuming he meant something bad by it? LOL, he got so triggered by this thread that he started lashing out. Bro is scared of being left by a woman. You know what? You ladies would not talk this way 55 years ago. Or actually, even like 10 or 20 years ago, women didn't talk this way. Women nowadays are like loose cannons. Thanks to all your thirsty beta males that you validate these women online. Women have always sought out validation. And nowadays, because they can get it online through you thirsty beta males, right? That's all they want. They get the validation, and then they just want to be by themselves. And every so often, they'll find some guy to hook up with to fulfill their sexual needs, and then they'll be by themselves. Why? Because you thirsty beta males empower them with this. You give them all the power. And not only does it affect you guys, it affects us non-beta males too. Wow, thank you for this sobering reminder. I am loyal and learn to be loyal to myself first. Preach it, sis. Look at how these women are behaving here. Look at this. Like, I'm a good guy. I'm not here attacking women. But look at how women are behaving and revolting. Even when a guy says nothing wrong, all the guy was saying is that what's going on? Why is this happening? I'm just curious to know why it's happening. He's not complaining about it happening. He's just saying, hey, I'm just curious to know. I see a change happening compared to how things were. And you ladies are ready to shoot at him with an automatic rifle and blow his brains off. Now here's the deleted person responding to where the person wrote, I have yet to find a man who will voluntarily shoulder half the burden of running a home. And his response was, that's sad to say, it is still too often true. That's one of the symptoms of still being adolescent in their brains. In my opinion, let mommy do it. I'm not sure what she meant by that, dude. That doesn't make any sense. I'm going to have to skip that. Give me a second here. I'm not going to read through all of this. I'm just going to go through a couple more and then take the break because I want to read the story of this other woman today. I read this to my mother for you. She is 70 and has been divorced for 30 years. I know of at least 3 men who have proposed to her since. Wow. She has turned them all down. And here's the reason why. She says she spent her youth taking care of us kids and my father. She took care of your father. Didn't the father provide? She loves us and was happy to do it. She also says the only good thing he did was give her us. Well, maybe he was a deadbeat. Maybe she just, maybe he was a good guy and maybe it was her. Who knows? She says that remarriage is just not worth it for a woman because once she tastes the freedom of being an adult with no childlike husband to take care for and no children, you will never go back. So basically the husband was acting like a kid. As we type this, she is planning a trip to France with 3 other single ladies. All right. My MIL is also divorced. What's MIL? Is also divorced and never remarried. She says marriage was a bad deal for women her age because they had found feminism and believe in equality, but the men of their generation still do not. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to read. It's not that we don't believe women should be equal. We do. We appreciate and respect women having equal rights. Women having equal rights, the right to bear arms, the right to vote, equal pay for equal work. I'm all for that. We're all for that. That's not the problem. The problem comes when it comes time to connecting with someone for a romantic relationship. Women cannot turn off the masculinity after getting these rights. And being masculine is not attractive to a masculine man. That's all it boils down to. I'm sick of hearing this. I'm sick of hearing this. I do want to be with somebody. I have been searching for a good woman. Every time I think I found one that's a diamond in the rough because she's being more feminine, we arrange a call for the night and she cancels out at the last minute. Why? Because she's probably on a date with Chad or Tyrone and it panned out. Now she wants to go to Chad or Tyrone's house and ride the horsey. Figuratively, maybe literally speaking. But she wants to keep us on backup status. Right? All right. That's enough. We are at 1 hour and 55 minutes because men cheat. That's why, and vice versa. Men cheat because women, the queen, listen, men cheat because of what women are doing nowadays, being liberated. It's not about the equal rights. It's about the fact that they're independent and they can walk away from men very easily. Women have no accountability anymore when it comes to relationships. They don't want to be held accountable, and they have no accountability, Queen. That's the bottom line. Now, are some men like that? Yes, but there are a lot of good men out there like me that do have accountability. And we're looking for that woman that has accountability too, but most of them don't. Even the ones that seem to be good, Queen. Sorry about that. That's just my opinion. All right, folks, I'm going to step away for another break here. Like I said, we are at 1 hour and 56 minutes. Let me go back to full screen. When I get back, I'm going to read that last Reddit forum posting, and then I'm going to share a conversation I had with another woman that at the beginning of this show, I thought this one was going to be good. She wasn't going to flake out. And all of a sudden, on my last break, I get a message that she cancels our call for tonight. I responded to her asking her for, when are you free? I wrote, LOL, okay, when are you free? And to this moment, this was about 45 minutes ago, she hasn't got back to me. Do you think I'll ever hear from her again? Probably not. And she knows. When I said LOL to her, she knows that I know she's bullshitting me. She knows that. Because there's no reason for me to put LOL to her saying that she's out with her uncle and family now when she said she was being picked up by friends to go drinking. Man, you can't even keep your story straight. I'll share more about that after the break, after I first go over the last Reddit posting, which is going to be the best one out of all the others that I've read so far. So let me cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. And we'll go from there. Let's see here. Let me see. All right, just need a couple more. Let's see. All right, music is all queued up, folks. I'm going to step away for a short break. And like I said, when we return, we'll get to that final Reddit posting. It's going to be regarding why are most women very high maintenance nowadays, making love very difficult to find for so many of us single guys seriously looking. And then after that, I'm going to share the story of this other woman that I was proud to leave the space open by getting rid of the other woman that I mentioned at the beginning of the show, because I thought this woman was going to pan out. We're supposed to talk later tonight after her getting back home from spending time with friends, but she texted me and canceled. I'll share more about that story as well when I get back from the break. So stick around. We'll be right back. Look at the background here. I'm going to turn off the chat for a second here so you can see the background. See, that's a silhouette of a woman out there by herself just meditating because she has no guy in her life, right? Beautiful shot, right? Yeah. It's the perfect re-entry music for that woman sitting back there just looking at the moon and the stars and the sky and saying, there's a really great man for me out there. Why don't I just give him the chance? Why don't I give him the chance? Why am I so lonely? Am I too damn picky? What's the problem? Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Maybe I need to rethink things. Maybe I'm just being too picky, too guarded, too overly cautious, right? Yeah. It's one of a million things. The song is called Love Explosion by Silent Partner from the YouTube audio library. All right, folks, let's get right back to it. All right. Welcome back to the third and final segment of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, primarily broadcasting live on YouTube, but also simulcasting live on Facebook and D-Live. Glad you can all join me here tonight. It's Monday. It's the start of a new week. And having a great week so far. Everything's going great, except with my love life and trying to find true love and happiness. But hey, I don't let it get me down, and you shouldn't let it get you down, whether you're a guy or a gal. I'm here to share my thoughts, my experiences, and what I know to be happening, and it's all true, right? And I've also learned what triggers people the most. What triggers people the most is the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. Just like that woman I was talking with yesterday, where I shared the story at the beginning of this stream. If you missed that part, go back and check out the replay. Because she didn't want to be called out on the truth. And I wasn't even really calling her out. I was just having a reasonable conversation with her. I put it out on my profile. Now, I'm not looking to be with a man. I'm not looking to be with a woman. I'm definitely not looking to be with a man. Sorry. I'm not looking to be with a woman that's going to exude more masculine energy. And if you're a woman that exudes more masculine energy, you're going to take offense to what I said there, because I'm basically calling you out on who you are. And if you've been struggling to get a good man, not just, with your dealings with me, it's because of that. Women don't get that. Men, real good men, the real good men that you're seeking are not attracted to women that flex their muscles and show off what they got nowadays and throw the fact that they're empowered in our face. That is very unattractive, right? You ladies don't like it when we show off our stuff, so why do you feel the need nowadays to show off your stuff, right? That's very unattractive. It is. But anyway, let's get back to the show here, because I want to wrap this up in the next 30 to 40 minutes or so. Oh yeah, the topic tonight is the real reason why many women are single nowadays, an experience and more. I'm going to share a second experience after I go over the last Reddit posting. But one more time, the topic is the real reason why many women are single nowadays, an experience and more. Let's switch over to the browser source again and get to this final Reddit posting, my favorite one. Why are most women very high maintenance nowadays? Because they're independent and they can walk away without being on the street or fearing losing anything. They're not dependent on men anymore for anything. So why are most women very high maintenance nowadays, making love very difficult to find for so many of us single guys seriously looking? Most women are really like this now, unfortunately, since they will just want the very rich type of guys, and that makes them real gold diggers to begin with. It's not just about that. That's part of it. There are many superficial women out there that are all about the money, right? But even the women that are not have such high standards with the types of guys that they want, like I keep saying, 6-figure income, six-pack abs. Okay, they want a guy 6 feet or taller and 6 inches or more below the belt, below the waist. And around 10% or less than 10% of men qualify for all that. 90% of the women want 10% of the guys. That's causing an issue, right? They're setting their expectations and standards way too high. They're unattainable. Thus, leaving many people single. Thus, the birth rate being at the all-time lowest. Thus, the divorce rate being at an all-time high, 60%, and growing. Think about it, right? People seeking a serious relationship, we're in the comment section now from a deleted user again. It must be the same person. People seeking a serious relationship want a partner on their own level. I don't seek rich men to date, but in order for me to consider a partnership with someone, they must have a steady income, independence from their parents, and generally have their shit together. I want to date, not adopt a toddler. I can understand that. That's a fair statement. And yes, women will insist you pay attention to them. Well, you should pay attention to them and they should pay attention to you. If not, then why are you in a relationship? And at least try to meet their emotional needs in the relationship. I say the emotional bond's important. If you're a guy and you're afraid to emotionally bond with your woman, then why would you want to be in a relationship? A relationship is an emotionally bonding experience. I agree. For a lot of women or just people in general, that is the main point of the relationship. If sex is your only goal, you can fulfill that with certain professionals who are most certainly not as high maintenance. And I'd have to say, you could pay for it, and you think it might cost a lot of money, but it'll be much cheaper if that's all you want to go to some legal brothels in Nevada or some other states that have legal brothels and just, pay $1,000 to get some every now and then. It's going to cost you a lot less in the long run, and it's going to save you a lot of heartache, right? I can agree with that, but that's not going to fulfill me. That's not going to satisfy me. None of this is true. There's just been a massive failure to teach men their own sexual personas. No, it's not even about sex. It's about teaching men to be men. It's about teaching men to be strong and independent and take care of themselves. You got 97% of the men in this world being beta males, right? So, these guys, see these strong, empowered women, and because they're so strong, they basically act weaker because they don't want to offend them, and they're overly nice to them, giving them what they want, but it never works because the sexual polarity is not there. It's not women who failed you. It's partially society, partially your parents, and partially yourself. That is true. But what's caused this issue, this shift, primarily has been women being liberated. Again, nothing wrong with women having equal rights, but women getting these equal rights and now being independent and not needing men for survival has given women way more options and complete control of the dating market. And it's not that men wanted complete control. All men want is an equal, right? Women say they want an equal, and some women even say nowadays that we're still fighting for equality. No, ladies, not only have you reached equality, you've gotten to the point of where you've almost practically taken over completely. That's the truth of the matter. In your opinion, what is an appropriate amount of maintenance in the relationship? I find men tend to use the term high maintenance anytime women conflict with them by having boundaries and standards. High maintenance is a woman that expects you to take her out to dinner all the time, expects you to take her on vacations all the time. A high maintenance woman is one that expects me to do things all the time, right? Now, here's the thing. The truth of the matter is this. I actually enjoy doing all those things that the high maintenance women expect men to do. The thing is, I look for a woman to not expect it, to just be her and want to get to know me. And if she doesn't come off like she's expecting things and she's cool, calm, and sweet and collective, right? I will do all those things for her. I just checking my phone. Got a message, not from the woman I'm going to be sharing our conversation here in just a second, but from a different one on Bumble. Got to keep your options open nowadays, guys. Even if a woman seems into you and is making effort for you, like I'll show in the conversation with this woman, it could switch just like that because they've got lots of options and you're always on backup. Like, I can't stand being backup status. I try to avoid backup status. I try to make women aware that I will not be put on backup status. You got to choose, right? If they oh yeah, no, you're the only guy I'm talking to. Yeah, right. Right. Also, wanting to date rich guys doesn't make someone high maintenance. No, it just makes them superficial, which is worse. It makes you, if you are not rich, not their type. Well, that is true. That is true. But a decent man like me would not ever give a woman the time of day that was only going to be with me for money. And for rich guys, they don't have time for BS. But they will get with these high maintenance women because they're hot and sexy, and they just want to have someone to have a little fun with every now and then, and they'll lead the woman to believe that, they want to be with that woman, and that woman will get with them just because they have money and resources, but what happens? They hook up for a little while, then the guy cans her, right? And then she gets pissed off, right? She's not pissed off because the guy canned her. She's pissed off because she no longer has access to his resources. That's the truth of the matter. That's all. Trust me when I say the grand majority of women are not interested in rich men exclusively. I would disagree with you there. The majority of women nowadays are after men just for their resources. There are some that want something real, but even the ones that want something real have got backup men, have got men on backup status a mile long. So, even if they're talking with you, you got to understand you're in competition with at least 5 to 10 other guys. No matter what they tell you. Oh no, having wants and standards, did you think that was only for men? There's nothing wrong with women there's nothing wrong with women wanting, or having standards, wants and standards. Men do too. But I just personally think that women's wants and standards are much more ridiculous and unattainable than men's standards. Women have set their expectations and standards so high, they're unattainable. And they're not understanding that. Like for me, I've lowered my standards to the point of where I was willing to give this woman that's a 5.5 or 6 on the attraction scale, that's 40 pounds overweight, right? But, she carried it well, so she looked cute. I was willing to make an exception and give up some physical attractiveness because I thought she was a good woman. And still, she pulls the feminist card on me. I can't imagine how someone who thinks that way about most women could be having trouble dating women. You know what? I don't know if you're a man or a woman. I will assume you're a woman saying that. I don't think any man would say that. And if you're a man saying that, you're a beta male. If you're a woman saying that, you're just deeply indoctrinated into the agenda yourself. It's just ridiculous. Read a couple more and then I'm going to get to the story. It is very true that most women nowadays are really like this, and they will usually go for the very rich type of guys to begin with. Just too many women that are real gold diggers to begin with, and they're nothing but users and real losers altogether when it comes to money. Good point. I have nothing to add to that. That's just a good point. I'm going to read one more. Actually, there's only 2 more, so I'll read them both. It is very generalized statement. You're from another country, leaving out a word. If you come to this conclusion through your experience, have you tried asking yourself why you meet these women? It is not a generalized statement. You're saying that because you're an angry and bitter modern day woman, and you've been indoctrinated into the environment of the agenda. That's what these women say nowadays when you speak on the truth about what's happening regarding the agenda, the feminine agenda of the modern world. They say it's a generalized statement. You're generalizing. No, because when you've had hundreds of experiences in talking with women and it all boils down to the same thing, that's the truth. We're not generalizing. It's just it's a generally true statement. If you come to this conclusion through your experience, that's true, yes. Have you tried asking yourself why you meet these women? I don't meet them. We talk online, and I weed them out. But just because I don't meet them doesn't mean I don't have to, or I'm not investing time to get to know them through messaging online and texting and possibly a phone call. It's all a waste of energy. What attracted you in that type of woman? Because in their profiles, they sound like a sweetheart, like a flower, like an innocent flower. And then you start talking with them, and they start talking to you like they're Arnold Schwarzenegger about to beat your ass. And all you want to do is have a nice conversation, get to know them. Why such women are around you? Because the majority of women are like that nowadays. You can't help it. It's either you try to find one out of the blue that's decent, and you have to go through a lot of bad ones to get there, or you're going to be single. And some of us guys love the company of a woman. Are you sure they are just after the money, or as commentator above pointed out, they might just want someone the same level of income as they are? Come on, that's ridiculous. I'm not even going to respond to that. That doesn't even deserve a response. It's the women that typically don't have those resources that are going after them. Women that have those amount of resources, okay, are not going to be coming off as gold diggers. Yes, they're going to want to find someone as successful as they are, but it's going to be a different approach. This is not about the women that have tons of money and they want to find a guy that has tons of money. These are women that have very limited resources and want to seek up. That's called hypergamy. I'm not trying to say that gold diggers don't exist. They surely do. Okay, good point. I agree. And there are also lots of narcissists, egoists, and a whole bunch of other not so pleasant to be in relationship people, both males and females. That's true. However, I think grown-ups are personally responsible for the connections we do, and if something bothers us, for what we can do to change the situation or our perception of such situation. Okay. Hence, I would ask not why most women are high maintenance, but why I think most women are high maintenance and why it bothers me. Who cares how he asked it? He asked an honest question. He can ask whatever question he wants. He was being respectful about it. It's completely true. Does it mean that if you're a woman that's responding to this, I scream and I, you're probably a female responding to this. Sounds like a female. Just because he's saying that most women are high maintenance doesn't mean he's saying you're high maintenance. Why are you taking offense to this? You said it is a very generalized statement, right? Okay. If you're saying it's a generalized statement, then how about you put yourself as one that he's not talking about in being high maintenance? But you're getting offended, kind of sounds like he's coming at you and all women. No, he's not saying all women. He's saying most, and he's right about that. Are you replying to your own thread on purpose, Op? What does OP stand for? I gotta find out. Let me see. Original poster. That's what it is. These acronyms are killing me nowadays. We can't even put, the original poster or, the thread starter or whatever. We call them OP, up. Original poster, because we're so damn lazy. Oh my God. All right. Let's go back to full screen. We are at 2 hours and 29 minutes. Let's get to this lady I was talking with earlier today. Hang on a second. Give me 1 second here. All right. So yesterday I sent this woman a message. She's 44 years old, used to live in the Bay Area, now lives in Sacramento, 5'4", about average. She's probably about 140, 150 pounds. She's a little thick, but she's a cute Filipina Asian woman. Born here. Looks sporty, athletic. And she got back to me today out of the blue and said, "Hi, Eli. Thank you for your like and message. You seem to have a lot in common with me. I've also read The Secret Book and have watched the video lots of times with my kids, family, and friends." And then she sent me another message before I could even reply and said, "Text me at," and gave me her number. I didn't even ask for her number, and she gave me her number. Okay, when a woman just gives you her number without you even asking for it, that's showing an extreme high level of interest, right? But nowadays doesn't mean shit because she's got 5 or 10 other guys on backup status, and you arrange a call with her later on in the night, and she says she's going out for drinks with friends and stuff like the other chick did last week. They're hooking up with Chad and Tyrone and seeing if they're going to make it back to Chad or Tyrone's house. And you're the backup. You're like, okay. They're like, okay, I'm going to talk to this guy because I'm meeting this other guy today, and, usually things don't work out, so I want to have a backup plan, right? And they get to know you, and they speak with you like you're the only one they're talking to. Let me tell you what I mean by that, okay? Let's go to the text messages. I wrote back to her at 2 p.m. today. "Hi, ma'am. It is Eli from Match. I just got your message, and thanks for connecting with me off the site. How's your day going so far?" She's like, "Hi, Eli. Thank you for texting. I'm great. Just out volunteering all morning, heading home in a few minutes. How are you?" Now, remember, like I've said in the past, I use Google Voice, and I have Google Voice opened up on my laptop as a multitasking, so it's very easy for me to respond to a quick text every 20 or 30 minutes or so, or however, right? It doesn't affect me, so this is actually quite easy, right? "I'm doing quite well, and thanks for asking. I work from home, and we'll share more about what I do when we talk by phone if you are open to that. If so, are you free for a call later tonight before bedtime? And if so, what time do you typically go to sleep on a Monday? It is nice that you are volunteering. That's awesome. Are you on a day off from work today? I can text in between my work days so we can get to know each other throughout the day if that works for you. And then we can talk by phone later tonight if you'd like. How does this sound to you?" Now give me a second. Hmm. Hmm. Give me a second, folks. This is the BS you're dealing with these women nowadays. This is happening live on the fly. So I got matched up. I'm just going to switch gears for a second. This is how fast it happens, folks. You got to throw a lot of fire in the wind, right? And this woman connected with me on Bumble, cute 41-year-old Asian woman. And she, let me get to my screenshot because I just blocked her. She said, hi, Eli, how are you? Didn't even mention, she did. No, she said, hi, how are you? She didn't even mention my name. Sorry. I wrote back and I said, by her name, I'm not going to mention, hi, ma'am, it is nice to meet you. You have a nice name. It's a unique name. Would you like to talk by phone sometime and get to know each other better? If so, feel free to send me your number and I'll text you to arrange our call. I hope you're having a great night and I look forward to hearing back from you. She gets back to me and says, okay. She just responded, okay. Either a low level of interest or that's just how you're treating every guy out here. I wrote back and I said, what's your number and I'll text you to arrange our call. She writes back and says, no rush. I wrote to her a second ago while I was live on the air and said, I'm not playing games. Goodbye. And I blocked her. I'm seriously not putting up with any shit from women out there that are going to play fucking games and waste my time and other guys' time. You're going to connect with me on a dating site or in person or wherever, I'm going to ask you for your number. You don't want to give me your number. You want to say no rush or let's text here all day and this and that. In some cases, it's okay, like it was earlier, because I had the lady's number, right? I'm not going to sit there and text this woman on Bumble all day or for days when she's doing the same thing to multiple guys. The more of you guys that eliminate women like this, the less options they're going to have, the quicker things will get back to normal, guys. Think about that. So let's get back to the other lady I was talking with earlier today that I was supposed to talk to tonight. So let me check out Facebook, see if there's anything out there. Hey, Outback, how you doing? 1 minute ago. How's it going, brother? We still need to get together sometime soon. We have 2 people on Facebook right now. Are you still out there, Claudia? Who else is out there on Facebook? I'll check it back in every few minutes or so. And nothing happening over on YouTube. Okay. So I wrote, I can text in between my workday so we can get to know each other throughout the day if that works for you, and then we can talk by phone later tonight if you'd like. How does this sound to you? She's like, wow, lucky you get to work from home. That's nice. Thank you. I try to help others when I can. I'm a 3rd grade teacher, so on summer break since end of May. We'll be going back to work mid-August. Sure, talk on phone tonight is cool. Summer break, so I don't have a sleep time curfew. LOL. I wrote, do you mind if we text throughout my workday to better get to know each other? No rush in the responses, just when possible. Is that cool with you? And shit, I better have my spelling and grammar on point since I spelled your, Y-O-U-R-E, and in parentheses I put not your, Y-O-U-R, a teacher. LOL, I love it. I was making a funny grammar joke on the, way that people misspell your, and your. Y-O-U-R, Y-O-U-R-E, etc. She's like, yes, sounds great, with the crying out of laughter emoji that Queen likes to use a lot in the chat. She gets back to me and says, I'm going to head out to play billiards and drink a bit with friends this afternoon, so might be late on responses, LOL. So did you hear what she said there? I'm going to head out to play billiards and drink a bit with friends this afternoon, so might be late on responses, LOL. I said, yes, you finally come across a guy that's not a dumb shit and is kind of cute too. LOL. With that being said, ... She's like, LOL, cool. I used to live in San Jose for 25 years and now in Sacramento area for work and school. My daughter lives with me. My family and my son is still in SJ. How about you? I said, I just want to make sure you read my entire profile and it truly resonates with you. Also, not that it's everything, but I'd like to know what you honestly thought about the pictures as well. Unlike most other people that meet people online, I try to see if there's a connection and possible chemistry as soon as possible. I am not trying to be rude when I say this, but I've wasted too much time on the wrong women, and want to just focus on the right one and only one. I am sure you don't want to waste time on the wrong person as well. I said, I live alone in Redwood City, single, never married, no kids, but I've dated women with children before and love kids. She's like, yes, I read your whole profile and totally relate to it. Yes, I've been through lots of scams and men who's not what I'm looking for. I've also wasted lots of time. She's like, wow, awesome. My kids are older. My son is almost 22 and my daughter is 13. Both very sweet and well-behaved angels. She's like, I've never been to Redwood City before, but I heard it's peaceful and nice there. Maybe you can give me a tour sometime. Well, ma'am, if you're not off with chat tonight, and I hear back from you later tonight or tomorrow, then maybe, ma'am. But that's not the way I think this is going to go. I wrote back and I said, that's great and thank you for sharing and being so open and honest, but what did you honestly think about my pictures? You can be very honest with me. I'm a big boy and can take it, LOL. And yes, if things work out, I'll take you on the entire Northern California tour, including Redwood City. I'm very adventurous, and there's no one that does these adventures like me when I'm with one special lady. She gets back and says, handsome with an exclamation point. Wow, sounds awesome, she said. She also wrote, I think outer looks is just a bonus. It should be are just a bonus. But that's okay. You're a teacher, not me. Inner beauty is what I'm searching for. Okay, I like that. I'm seeking the same with the inner aspects, but lucky for you. You are cute as well, LOL. Now, as long as you're not a reborn Christian, we're golden. I had to throw that in there because, I've shared that before for those of you that have been around my channel for a while. I now had to ask this because after investing several hours talking by phone to 4 different women over the past 2 months, all 4 ended up telling me they were reborn Christians hours and days into our conversation. This reborn Christian thing doesn't work for me. I am very affectionate and prefer to be with a woman that loves lots of affection. I believe in God, but I'm also very modern and reasonable and don't project my beliefs on anyone. I don't have a structured belief system. I am just me. Information Man Show. What's up with the wow, bro? Be more specific. I'm curious. Ah, so sweet, she says. Thank you. Nope, not reborn Christian, LOL. And I put thank God in caps with about 20 exclamation points. She's like, good. I believe happiness is the key to a meaningful life. Religion is up to discussion to learn more, but don't let it define us or who we are. She goes, I'm supposed to be Buddhist, Catholic, and Christian because I've been forced by people around me, but I'm not going in any of that direction in religion. I just believe someone or something is always watching after me, but I'm not sure what, so I just believe and call it spiritual. Okay, I really like what she says. So far, what she's saying is on point. She's done everything right. She's been cool and calm and easy to get along with and seems genuine, right? And maybe she was, but you got to understand, these women are talking to lots of guys, right? And no matter what they tell you, even if they say you're the only guy they're talking to, and it seems like that, it typically isn't. So she gave me a thumbs up after that. She also wrote, affection, romance, and intimacy are all important to me. I'm affectionate, she said. Great. Information Man Show says, a lot of these women are unrealistic. Yes, they are. Furthermore, Information Man Show says a lot of times when you go to date sites and women write things that sound good, they sound like they're good until you meet them, and it's not reality for some. You're right. You're right. Every so often you'll find a good one. I just haven't found a good one in a while. All right, nothing happening on Facebook or D Live, and we're all caught up on YouTube. I wrote back to her and I said, awesome. What time are you free to talk by phone tonight? Direct, concise, and to the point. No rush. Have fun with your friends. And when you are back and settled, you can text me. Just let me know an approximate time, and I'm usually up late, so no rush at all. I just get a good feeling about you, and I'm not trying to say anything too soon, but I think there's something really good happening here. You can correct me if I'm wrong. LOL. She writes back, thank you. I always have fun. I should be home around 9 p.m. We talk then if you're not. It should be we'll talk then, teacher, not we. We'll talk then if you're not snoring away yet. I agree something good is happening here. Great. I'm glad you agree. I wrote back, no way. I'll never fall asleep on your ass. And just so you know, I can go all night even though I'm 47. No pun intended, and keep your head out of the gutter, please. LOL. And she laughed. You got to say some funny stuff and make them laugh, right? Information Man Show says, right. So they're just trying to monkey branch and maintain options, but women tend to monkey branch on one man to another, and they hold you on the back end. Right. That's what they do. And I don't put up with that, right? I don't put up with that. So she says, she goes, LOL, puts the crying out of laughter emoji like Queen loves to use a lot, and a thumbs up. She gets back and says, wow, sounds awesome. Okay, then I better drink the 5-hour drinks to catch up with your all-nighter. Okay, great. So she's loving the humor. It's great. I wrote back and I said, I am funny as fuck too, humbly speaking. If you haven't noticed, have fun with your friends and text me when you get back if you don't forget about me by then. LOL. See, I'm being honest. I'm trying to let this woman know that, hey, I get it. You got other options, whether you tell me you do or don't, right? She gets back and says, I know, love it. Thanks, I'll try not to forget, LOL. Okay, gotta go. They're here to pick me up. Talk to you later. Bye and have fun. And then she sends me the emoji with the 3 hearts, like I think I'm in love, right? That was at 3:09 p.m. At 7:46 p.m., in the middle of my show, she gets back to me and says, hey, tonight hanging out with my uncle and cousins at their house. Can't talk tonight. Rain check okay? Ma'am, you didn't offer a time to reschedule. That means you're not interested. That means you're out getting rammed by Chad or Tyrone. And ma'am, I thought you were out hanging out with friends, having drinks. This is what she wrote, ma'am. I'm going to head out to play billiards and drink a bit with friends this afternoon, so might be late on responses. So it went from friends to hanging out with your uncle and cousins at their house. Can't talk tonight? Rain check okay? I wrote back, LOL, comma, okay, when are you free to talk? Question mark. I put the LOL to basically let her know, ma'am, you're bullshitting me. You're getting pounded by Chad. If you think she's getting rammed by Chad or Tyrone or both, put a 1 in the chat. If not, put a 2. We are at 2 hours and 48 minutes. You know, folks, I put a lot of passion and energy into these shows because I really want to help people understand this stuff. It's not just me going through this. It's a lot of men, the majority of men. This is a global issue, right? You can't accept a woman to tell you the truth. You can't, you meant to say expect, Queen. I get it. Typo, no big deal. Information Man Show says 1. I'm sure Queen will put a 1 too. Again, folks, I am not coming out here saying I'm just the most unfortunate guy on the planet. because I'm not. I know what I'm worth, right? So this has nothing to do with being angry or bitter. This has to do with the way things are nowadays and the agenda that most women are being affected by. Queen says one. And it's getting to the point now where, like, I do everything right. I'm funny, playful, charming. I don't suck up to them. I don't overly text them. I do everything the right way, right? And these women seem to be enjoying the conversation. They're engaging, right? And next thing you know, you schedule a call for later that night. They're going out having plans with friends. This happens to me all the time. It's happened to me every time. These women, instead of saying, I've got another date tonight, which I would respect a lot more, and say, okay, I may not hear from you if the date goes well. That's fine. Best of luck to you. Give me a call if it doesn't work out and you want to talk, right? But don't sit there and keep me hanging in case your date doesn't pan out and then you end up coming back home. Now you have me to fall back on. I don't want to be thought of as second best. No guy wants to be thought of as second best. But that's how women do it, right? And it's much more apparent nowadays. Well, actually, I'm sorry. It's not as apparent nowadays because in the online world, you don't really know what they're doing, right? The beta males, like if a beta male got a message like this from a woman, he'd say, okay, let's just talk tomorrow or just let me know when you're free to talk, right? The alpha male like me is going to be, I'll tell her the same thing, but I'll throw in an LOL before that to let her know that, hey, listen, you're not with your uncle and your family. You said you were out with friends earlier, then all of a sudden you're with your uncle and family, and let's talk another night. No, you're getting plowed by Chad or Tyrone, or maybe both of them, who knows? All right? Yeah, folks, and it is what it is. I'm not counting my chickens. Like I mentioned earlier, I had this other woman connect with me on Bumble. She swiped right, and she sent me a message and kept it brief. I tried to get her number so we can talk because I'm not going to sit there and waste my time. If you're interested in wanting to get to know me, you're going to send me your freaking number and we're going to talk, right? If not, have a good one. I asked her for her number twice because I don't want to waste time on the Bumble app. I want to get off it. She's like, no rush. Well, no rush, man. Well, get the hell out of my life. I don't have time for your BS. I'm not going to sit there and play your validation-seeking game, man. You can go play that on all the other beta males that you're never going to give your number to, right? You want to sit there and text back and forth so you can have guys look at your pictures and say, oh, you're so hot and cute, right? But what's that going to do? Is that going to fulfill you? Do these women nowadays get fulfilled seeking validation online from thirsty beta males? My friends out there, it's just a sad thing. Let me check out Facebook one more time. Sandy, how you doing? It goes both ways. It sure does, Sandy. Great to see you. Great to see you. I'm about to go off the air. I've been on for almost 3 hours. Hope you're doing well, Sandy. It's great to catch up with you. Outback Andy, thank you for stopping in. And Claudia, thank you for being here as well. I appreciate you. All right, folks. I'm going to get on out of here. Apparently, I'm not going to have that phone call tonight, so I'm probably just going to go and take an Epsom salt bath, relax, and watch this replay and see how it came out. I like to watch my replays when I get a chance, so I see how my shows turned out and better my delivery for you folks the next time. Queen, I want to thank you for being here. Information Man Show, thank you for being here. I know we need to touch base soon. You seem to be a good dude, man. I want to talk with you by phone at some point and then moderate you and maybe collab on some stuff, dude. I really appreciate you being here. And I think that's... And Lewis was here at the beginning of the show, but I didn't see him here during this show. But no big deal. We still have a lot of people here. I mean, we're closing in on 200 views on this stream. And we have 16 people in the box right now. So thank you to everyone for being here. If you miss any parts of the show, just go back and check out the replay when it goes to a replay in a few. On YouTube, you can check out the replay. On Facebook, you can check out the replay publicly. On D Live, there's no replay, but if you're on D Live and you want to catch the replay, come to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. That's youtube.com/Life Coach Eli, all one word. Or you can go to the YouTube search bar and type in Coach Eli, Elias Melas, and you'll see my channel at the top there with, I'm closing in on 4.4K subscribers. So that's how you'll know it's me. All right. With that being said, folks, no problem. I sent you an email. I hope you got the email. When did you send me an email, bro? Did you send me one right now? Dude, I did not get your email. Have you tried to email me before and you're blocked? Did you send it to Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com? I did not see your email. You know what, Information Man Show? I'm going to put an email in the chat. It's also in the description. Send me an email here. Sanctuary, SANCTU. I didn't get your email last week. SANCTUARY. Let me make sure real quick. Well, hang on. Andy, did you see my comments? I saw your one comment, Andy. Yeah, I saw you said hello, good sir. Yeah, you must have missed me responding to you earlier. Yeah, Information Man Show. Send me an email to sanctuary@coach.eliasmelas.com. SAN, sorry, let me delete that. That's wrong. I misspelled it. Let's try that again. sanctuary@coach.eliasmelas.com. You may have been blocked in the past for some reason. I blocked a lot of people. So I want to make sure you're not blocked. So that's my secondary email. Sanctuary, sanctuary@coach.eliasmelas.com. That's the email people use to send me any stories they want to share with me that they want to get my opinion on that I can read over the air. But they can send it to my other email as well too. For some reason, maybe you're blocked on my main email, Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. So just send me an email there, and I'll look into it into my block list. I think Andy's sending me another message. Let me make sure I get this before I go off the air. Yeah, Outback, I never got that message. Maybe Facebook blocked it. I think Facebook is censoring some comments. I'm glad you sent that to me. You said Reborn Christian is a red flag to me in most cases because they have had some drug or drinking issues. I'm not against Christians. I'm a believer in God in my own way and not a pusher onto others. Yeah, but I'm sure that you love intimacy, and I know you're married, brother, but if you weren't, I don't think you would wait until marriage. To each its own, bro. Thank you for sending me that screenshot. Yeah, that just proves to me that Facebook censored that comment, and it really isn't a big deal. And typically, censorship that hasn't offended me because it really hasn't affected me. But that right there, dude, that right there for you getting censored, for putting that out there, bro, I mean, there was nothing wrong with that comment. Anyway, we're about to hit 3 hours here. I've never been blocked because that was the first time I've ever had your email to email you. Well, it didn't go through, so send it to the other email I just sent you, Information Man Show, and then I'll double check and make sure everything is cool on my end. So, just waiting to see if Outback is going to make another comment there. I think you heard. That's what I thought. Yeah, Andy, that's pretty sad. I mean, look, I can understand Facebook and YouTube filtering out some comments, but that was so PG, and that was done in such a respectful way. I think they just have certain words if they're used in a certain sequence that their algorithm blocks, man. That's just ridiculous, bro. But let's touch base soon. I'm gonna get on out of here, folks. Have yourselves a great day. I'll see you all next time. More than likely tomorrow. Take care. Bye. Bye.